Welcome back, guys. Are you ready for the best warrior build in Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I tell you, this build will totally change the way you play this game. It looks like we shouldn't use axes, swords or whatever. We should definitely use spears in this game, and it gets even more mad if we use two spears at the same time. As you know, spears are two-handed weapons in this game, but there's an ability that totally changes the way you play with spears. It is the heavy dual wield ability. When you equip this ability and you use spears, you will turn your light attacks in an insane fast light attack right left combination, which is totally unblockable and kills almost every enemy instantly. And it also generates an insane amount of adrenaline from all these fast light attacks, and that is especially good because there's an ability, the more adrenaline you have, the more damage you will deal. It's called Adrenaline Fiend. This makes this build even more deadly and even more overpowered than it already is. But there's an even easier way to get more adrenaline. Instead of assassinating your enemies, you can just use a finisher move, which grants you one full adrenaline bar for every enemy you kill with a finisher. The ability is called Warrior Takedown, and you can simply use your heavy attack button instead of your light attack when you assassinate an enemy normally. It's not really silent, so it alerts nearby enemies, but it's totally worth doing for all the adrenaline you get from it. Another active ability which I really fell in love with, which is really good in combination with all the adrenaline, is the Dive of the Valkyrie, because that is breaking all the enemies' guards and then you can perform your light attack combinations. And when you ever get hit, then you can simply refill your health automatically by using the Grit ability, which is also totally awesome because you get hits really less often with this build, and then you can automatically heal back yourself. Using all these abilities together with a double spear build makes it probably the best warrior build you can currently make in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's totally overpowered, almost unblockable, generates a lot of adrenaline. With this build I really fell in love with melee combat for the first time. And that's a rare thing in this game, really. If you want to support the channel, then check out the YouTube and Patreon membership perks, and also check out the Discord server. There are some really cool people discussing new builds and stuff like that. But now let's finally check out the inventory page for this build. For this build I use the complete Berserker set, but you can also do that with the Magister set, and I will show you the Magister set right after the Berserker version. Sadly, there's a total lack of good bear sets here in the game, so we actually have to use the Berserker set if we want to make the best warrior build possible. And that mainly matters because we'll fill out the red part of the skill tree with all these bear aligned nodes. And every bear aligned node will give us a bonus to every bear gear piece. It's not only a single bonus, but it will give us bonuses for weight and armor and resistance to every gear piece we have which is bear aligned. But we will also fill out half of the Raven tree, so having the Magister set, which is a Raven aligned set, is also a very good option, and the Magister set is free and you can easily collect it. As usual, I've placed a life rune on every armor piece because that seems to be giving the biggest bonus, and I also get them for free currently because I own the ultimate version and every day I get one of these runes for free. For the bow I still use the Hunnish bow because I haven't found a better bear aligned or raven aligned hunter bow. In fact, I haven't found any of them, so I still have to stick with that hunter bow here, which is wolf aligned. But that doesn't matter because I have fully upgraded it, and now I will also place ability damage runes instead of crit chance. I think Jordan Does made a test here and found out that the crit chance displayed here in the game is divided by 4, and when you have 100 it is in fact only 25%. So it is not worth going for any crit chance here in the game, it looks like. So we will go for ability damage, because when we use our hunter abilities like Focus of the Nornia, we can easily make headshots every time, and headshots and weak spots will always be critical hits. So we don't have to care about our crit chance because we only have to care about making headshots, and that's what we can do with our hunter abilities very easily. So don't waste your runes for crit chance here, and I will also give you an update about a level 160 hunter build very soon. For the main spear weapon I use the third spear. The third spear is a Raven aligned spear, and as of now there is not a single bear aligned spear in the game. So we have 2 Raven aligned spears and 1 which is wolf aligned. You can easily get the third spear in Ledekesdashire in the off-church location, which is also part of a story mission, so you actually can't really miss it. So ideally you should equip both spears with Raven alignment, because we also have a lot of Raven skills in the skill tree, but if you are not far enough in the story you have to use Fafnir's Fang, that can be found in the starting location in Norway. But your left weapon, your main weapon, that should be a Raven aligned spear, and make sure that you also upgrade your weapons as much as you can. When we check out the Magister set here, that is a complete Raven Alliance set, and I've also placed a life rune on every piece of that set. This set will have a little lower stats compared to the Berserker set because we have less Raven aligned nodes than we have Bear aligned nodes. But once you fill out the whole skill tree, that won't matter anymore. The difference between the Berserker set and the Magister set is actually that with the Berserker set you have an additional increase for armor and attack damage, and with the Magister set you have only a damage increase overnight plus an additional range damage. So when you want to play during the daytime and get the bonus during the daytime, then you have to use the Berserker set. Otherwise you are fine with the Magister set as well. The parts for the Magister set can be found in East Anglia and in Oxenfordshire. The first part you will find is a cloak in a story mission in the northern part of East Anglia. Then you will find the helmet in a monastery in the middle of East Anglia. The other 3 gear pieces are in the level 90 area in Oxenfordshire. The bracers are in Buckingham, in the only location which has a wealth marker in Buckingham. The torso is found in a villa in a story mission. And the boots can be found in the city right south to it. For the abilities, I strongly recommend you to go for the Dive of the Valkyries because that is breaking every guard and every shield of your enemies. Then also the Harpoon Impalement is very good, also shield breaking, pulls your enemies towards you and then you can attack them with your spares, with your light attacks. Then the Rush and Bash also very cool, it's almost an instant kill on every enemy. The Hunter abilities are already known from the other video. Focus of the Nornir, the best Hunter ability in the game, lets you slow down time, easily focus on headshots. Mark of the Death, very good, and then also Piercing Shot. And one thing that is new here, the Incendiary Powder Trap. With that ability you can completely ignore every oil pot in the game. You can just destroy every riddle with oil pots by using that ability. And if you're also having problems with the locked doors, then you can simply use Dive of the Valkyries together with 2 heavy axes that will simply break the lock at the other side of the door. But unfortunately you have to swap your weapons to do that because it is not possible when you have spares. The skill tree really looks very warrior aligned here, but we also have a lot of Raven alignment here with assassin abilities, but also some very good abilities which are hidden in the bottom of the hunter tree. So when you start with your warrior skills, the first and most important route is to get more adrenaline. The next best adrenaline segment is here in the left part of the warrior tree. And on top of it there's also the Berserker metal which saves your adrenaline. Normally when you get hit you lose any uncompleted adrenaline bar, but Berserker metal at least saves your adrenaline for the first time you get hit. Then of course you have to get the heavy dual wield which is in the far left of the warrior tree, and also the adrenaline feint which is here on the right side of the warrior tree. Then here in the middle part we have the warrior takedown that is really recommended to get more adrenaline. I really recommend you not use assassinations, instead use the warrior takedowns to gain more adrenaline. Abilities which are not needed of course when you have 2 spares is a dual swap that won't have any benefit. Also the lightbow combo is nothing good because lightbows pretty much suck in this game, and the sprint bash is also totally useless. But again you have to make sure that you get all the bear aligned nodes which gives you a bonus to all your bear aligned armor and weapon parts, and you should also end on a useful node which gives you a lot of bonuses instead of something which is useless like poison or fire resistance or stuff like that. Also in this location, even if we don't get anything else, we go and get the bear alignment out of that constellation. So whenever it is possible, use a useful node here with resistance, with damage, or with bear alignment or whatever alignment. Then you can stop and don't go further because that's the most important things you have to get here. All the damage, all the resistance, all the alignments. You should definitely avoid the weapon nodes here with flails, with birded axes or with great swords or the critical damage, because that's not really useful. Especially in this constellation there's a lot of weapon damage here with special weapons which you don't have to go for when you only use spares. Even the Dane axe, don't use these nodes for special weapons, only go for your spare nodes. Now let's also check out the lower part here with the assassin tree and the hunter tree. First of all you have to go for the backstab because backstab is needed to perform certain finisher moves. When you don't have backstab you cannot perform these finishers, so go and get it, that is really needed. Then of course the advanced assassination, that is one of the most important abilities, and here we also have another adrenaline upgrade. Then we also have the chain assassination right around the corner, and here at the bottom we have the break fall that really saves a lot of your damage from falling, and the auto loot is also very close by. And then we also go for a lot of these Way of the Raven, which are here right at the edge. And here on the top we have even 2 Way of the Raven right next to each other. And that's very useful because we save a lot of points to get there. And then here we use the bridge to go into the bottom of the Hunter tree for the very good abilities here, which are Last Chance Healing, the last but not least Adrenaline upgrade, and also the Grit, which automatically refills your health when you get hit. And for our secondary spare we also get 2 or 3 of these Way of the Wolf nodes to get at least a little buff for our second Wolf Alliance spare. Please don't make the mistake to only fill out the red part first, because you will likely need a lot of the assassin abilities first. So first go for a bit of the assassin abilities, the advanced assassination, the adrenaline in the assassination tree, the chain assassination, then go for the adrenaline in the warrior tree, go for some warrior abilities, and so on. Don't focus on one tree alone, you have to spread your points into assassin branch, into warrior branch, until you reach all your targets. For our total character stats, that means we have both over 200 health and armor, we have a lot of light and heavy resistance with especially high amount of melee resistance, we have 92 in our offense stats added to our 101 primary weapon and our 83 secondary weapon. When we would upgrade it, it would also be around 100 most likely, so we have 2 100 damage spares. And we also have a 104 damage ranged weapon. And I think we are dealing pretty much good damage here, especially with the light attack combo. That is totally sick, I tell you. So I hope you will have a lot of fun trying this build out. It is definitely one of the best warrior builds you can probably make, if not the best at all you can make right now. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like, and see you next time.